Welcome once again to my YouTube channel, the OG Ncheragichana. Today I want us to talk about entrepreneurship. The channel talks about entrepreneurship, education and skills. So I want us to focus on entrepreneurship. In fact, in our next 15 to 20 videos, we'll focus on entrepreneurship from the start up to the end. How do you begin and how do you finish in terms of coming up with an idea, executing that idea up to the end. But for the beginning, I want us just to today have an introduction on what is it really, what does it mean when you say this person is an entrepreneur, or what is it, what do we call entrepreneurship and so on. So the first thing first, entrepreneurship is the process of identifying, creating and pursuing a business opportunity. Mark those three words. First one is identifying, creating and pursuing a business opportunity. Identifying meaning what? You have to identify an idea. You don't just wake up and do something, but you identify, come up with an idea. That is identification. Then you create. Create in this case means you come up with the resources that are going to enable you go on with this idea that you have come up with. Then finally you pursuing that idea. Entrepreneurship is not a bed of roses. There are ups and downs. That's why we say you have to pursue. So the challenges that come in terms of organizing, managing, so you'll be able to come up with strategies to succeed in whatever you're doing. So for today, we want to know just general about entrepreneurs and entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur, of course, is somebody who is able to organize, manage, and assume some risks involved in a business in terms of coming up with a strategy with an aim of making profit. Everybody, whenever you do something, your aim is to make profit. Most people don't include losses there, but it's also part of it. But the aim first is to make profits. So today we'll talk about around 7 key elements of entrepreneurs, or key elements or characteristics of an entrepreneur. So the first one is innovation. Then we have risk-taking. Then we have opportunity, recognition, value creation, resource management, and adaptability. Then the last one is growth and scalability. So when we talk about innovation, what comes to your mind? Innovation. As an entrepreneur, you have to be innovative always. Coming up with an idea, there may be different ideas, but when you come with an idea, it may be something that is existing already, but you are coming up with a way of re-engineering the same and coming up with a better product. That is what we call innovation. So you don't have to repeat the same things that have been done, but you be creative and be innovative in whatever you do. The next one is risk-taking. Very important. An entrepreneur must always be a risk-taker. I always joke to some of my friends that in whatever we do in this life, we are always taking risks. For example, if you decide to stay in the house the whole day, that is a risk. You're not going out. But if you go out and also do something, you're also risking. So in whatever you do, you are risking. So that's an entrepreneur. Whatever you do, you have to be a risk taker in terms of finances, Sometimes people risk their finances, they risk their personal, they risk their careers to achieve something. That is one of the characteristics of an entrepreneur. Then we have opportunity recognition, very important also. Somebody who is able to identify an opportunity. Somebody once said that entrepreneurs are people who identify opportunities in problems or in challenges. Whenever people are talking about the challenges they are facing one day or the other, this person who's an entrepreneur is always looking at how is he or she able to solve that problem. Then there is value creation, also very important, that in whatever you are, the idea you have, are you creating value? Because at the end of the day, your product or your service is supposed to be of value to the community or the society. So an entrepreneur is always aiming at creating value in whatever it does. If it is a product, that product is something that is safe, that is going to create value, is going to help the community. If it is a service, that service is top-notch, that is going to help people around this person. Then another characteristic is resource management. Very important. If you are not able to manage your resources well, then we cannot classify you as an entrepreneur. You have to be able to manage the resources. In this case, as an entrepreneur, he is able to manage, organize, because he is a person who is in charge, who takes care of the laborers, takes care of the capital, and so on. So this is a person who is supposed to manage the resources well. Then number 6, second last, is adaptability. What does adaptability mean? It means you have to be flexible, you have to be adaptable, as you must respond to the changing market conditions. Then there is a customer preferences, then unforeseen challenges. Market conditions may change depending on where you are. So as an entrepreneur, you need also to adjust. Customer preferences. You may provide a product today, your customers receive it well. Then later, maybe they say there's a difference, maybe some changes, the product or the service is not well as compared to the previous. So you need to know how to maneuver and change according to your customers and so on. Then lastly, the characteristic is growth and scalability. Always, in whatever you do, even in your family, in whatever you do, you do not always want to be remaining in the same position. You want to rise, grow from 0 to 1 and above. So as an entrepreneur, you also need to have that characteristic, that today you're having one item, tomorrow you'll be having 10, and so on and so forth. So that is the mindset of an entrepreneur. So those are the characteristics. Then lastly, on entrepreneur, we look at the types of entrepreneurs. This is very crucial also. Some people always thought that an entrepreneur is somebody who only runs a business. They forget that there are different types of entrepreneurs, and I want to talk about those entrepreneurs, or those types, as we wind up this video. This first one is the small business entrepreneur. This one, you see them all over. Somebody who starts a small business with a goal of providing a product or service to the people around him, or with an aim of making a profit and sustaining that business. Then the next category is scalable startup entrepreneurs. Scalable startup entrepreneurs. These ones are the ones who begin or come up with an idea, with an aim of scaling it further, meaning they are able to open branches from one place to another and so on. They often seek significant support from the venture capitalists with an aim to disrupt industries, meaning they come up with an idea to try do things differently from their competitors. So these are scalable startup entrepreneurs. The next category is social entrepreneurs. You have heard on radio, TVs that there are those people who are social entrepreneurs. These are people who focus on their social welfare of the people, the environment in which they live in, the culture of the people. So these are people who their aim is not only finance, but the aim is to make social impact in the society they are living. The next category, category number 4, is corporate entrepreneurs. In brackets, we call these intrapreneurs. In fact, I cannot say the opposite, but the other type of entrepreneurs by the name intrapreneurs. We begin with I, intrapreneurs. So in this case, most people are not familiar with this concept of entrepreneurs. So to be an entrepreneur, you don't have to be outside your career. Sometimes people can be entrepreneurs or intrapreneurs while still in their careers or in the workplaces, in the organizations. These are people who are able to come up with ideas in an institution which will drive innovation, new technology, new initiatives, while leveraging on the company's resources. So you can be an entrepreneur if you feel that you're not able to be an entrepreneur, able to come up with resources to help or gain or make an impact. You can do it when you are in your organization, and that is also something that is good. Then the last one is the lifestyle entrepreneurs. What does this mean when you talk about lifestyle entrepreneur? This is an entrepreneur who is also business that aligns with their lifestyle, their way of living, and their goals, often focusing on what? Their work-life balance. Mostly these people grow rapidly, or the profits in terms of whatever they are doing is something that is related to their life. That's why we are calling it work-life balance. So what do you think about these types of entrepreneurs? Let me get your comments on the comment section. But basically in our next 15 videos, we'll be talking about entrepreneurship. From the start, how do you come up with an idea? What do you need? Then how do you execute on that idea up to the end? So I hope you'll be sharing, we'll be getting more on what you need to know about entrepreneurship. You have heard people talk about, I'm an entrepreneur, or I want to be part of entrepreneurship, but really you don't know deep what that means. That's what we'll be focusing on. We break it down so that we can learn together. If there is something that you feel maybe I've missed or not said well, on the comment section, let us share, because as I said in my other videos, we are not perfect. We are here to learn. I learn from you, you learn from me, and we learn from others. And that's how we grow. So for those who have not subscribed to this channel, once again, subscribe so that we can learn from each other. Thank you.